Personal branding. You have surely heard about it at least once in your life. Regardless of whether you are a student, a beginner in the workforce, or a seasoned professional, personal branding should play a fundamental role in your life. Why? Personal branding is crucial in the world of work. Your image and your online reputation can make a difference and help you become easily recognizable as a relevant figure in your industry or within your company. Especially if you are starting out and want to enter the workforce, setting up your online personal branding strategy can help you secure a job ahead of others and, why not, kickstart your career as a freelancer. Those responsible for hiring nowadays type your name into Google, search for you on LinkedIn to discover your professional experiences, and most likely look you up on Instagram and Facebook to understand the kind of person you are. Haven't I convinced you yet? Here are 5 reasons why you should invest in personal branding. Distinguish yourself from the crowd. Take risks. Convey your values. Achieve goals more quickly. Attract a relevant network for your business. Personal branding is the set of strategies adopted to promote one's professional profile, including work and non-work experiences, knowledge, and skills, in order to communicate oneself and strategically manage one's professional image. The term branding directly refers to the management of the individual's professional profile as if it were a brand, employing all the typical strategies that a company would use to promote itself. In concrete terms, personal branding represents everything that is said, perceived, and thought collectively about a person and the extent to which their professional profile is liked and appreciated by the context in which they operate. Referring to a person as a brand implies that the image of the individual must be promoted, communicated, and strategically positioned in the minds of others, portraying them as a valuable professional in their relevant industry. There are numerous advantages to effective personal branding. Despite being evident, it is worth emphasizing once again that the employability of an individual who has implemented particularly effective strategies increases considerably. The visibility of the professional profile will consequently be greater, increasing the possibility of establishing new relationships and improving existing professional connections in one's network. Engaging in personal branding is the cornerstone for building one's image. Effectively communicating oneself allows highlighting the strengths of one's professionalism, showcasing skills and knowledge. This allows drawing attention to the distinctive traits, the best characteristics, and the most important advantages of the individual, positioning them as a valuable professional in their operating sector. The construction of a good reputation and relevant awareness, just like for a brand, passes through effective personal branding, providing the best possible image of the person within the professional landscape. There is no one-size-fits-all strategy for successful personal branding. However, we can provide some valuable examples to help those unfamiliar with the benefits of these practices effectively manage their image. Being oneself is the first golden rule to follow. Consistency between what is represented and one's actual knowledge and skills is essential to build a successful image. In this regard, it is always good to remember that focusing on oneself and the desired goal is essential to create a positive impact. A particularly interesting strategy is storytelling. Telling a story that expresses one's values and skills can be a right path to follow. This aspect must remind us how effective it can be to draw inspiration from successful examples of people who have implemented effective personal branding strategies. What are the benefits of personal branding? What are the main advantages? Let's look at some, providing examples of successful personal branding that have allowed not only large companies to create successful synergies and partnerships, but also to achieve a global reputation and fame. Online visibility. The first advantage of personal branding is increased online visibility. Creating targeted content on your website, effective marketing campaigns on social networks, and using dedicated platforms like LinkedIn ensure greater exposure on the web. Online visibility is the primary and achievable goal of personal branding, an activity that aims to position the entrepreneur on the web with the objective of being reached through organic search, an operation carried out by potential customers on search engines or social networks. Greater visibility results in a series of advantages, a higher number of emails and phone calls received, and as we will see, partnership opportunities and competitive advantages. Reputation. The first consequence of increased online visibility is benefiting from a higher reputation. Users, current customers, and future customers, thanks to personal branding actions, have the opportunity to know everything about the entrepreneur, how they work, and the successes achieved. These aspects increase the reputation of the entrepreneur or professional who can think of organizing events such as meetings, podcasts, and webinars with the certainty of having a good following and being able to further increase their professional relationships. Online reputation or web reputation is an aspect that every small business or professional should look at carefully, from the small entrepreneur through the startup. When starting out, no one talks or knows about your business, but over time, as it grows, people will start talking and looking for online reviews. Personal branding in such a context is of fundamental importance to maintain a high reputation, doing everything possible to avoid that a small episode could undermine all the work done over the years. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe to help me grow my channel. It would help me a lot. And now let's continue with the video. Brand solidity. Greater visibility and greater reputation allow your brand to be recognizable. Personal branding actions allow the professional to be identified by a specific market niche, to have more interactions, and ultimately more contacts. The advantages in personal branding, also for those who have a business, are dual. In fact, thanks to specific marketing actions, the benefits will involve both the personal brand and the company brand. Increasing brand solidity is an objective of many companies, from SMEs to large companies. So much so that there are numerous companies on the web that specialize in calculating the Brand Strength Index, BSI, an index that, by analyzing various company parameters, indicates the strength of the brand on a national or global scale. According to data from Statista, Apple and Google are the world's strongest and most solid brands, followed by Amazon and Microsoft. Partnerships. An example of personal branding is the possibility of creating new partnerships. Once you have numerous contacts and relationships thanks to tools such as a blog, social pages, and a website, it is almost automatic to start establishing collaborations with other professionals and companies. Partnerships have the important function of improving the visibility of two or more brands, allowing access to a wide audience, and are a direct consequence of personal branding. There are many examples of successful partnerships, often also defined as co-branding actions. Just take a look at the successful synergies implemented by large companies to realize how important they are. Examples of successful synergies and partnerships are GoPro and Red Bull, Apple and MasterCard, Kanye and Adidas, Amazon and American Express. Opportunities. An often underestimated aspect of personal branding consists of the opportunities that this activity can open up. Opportunities can consist of new collaborations, unthinkable and profitable job offers, possibilities for growth, development, and training. The reality is that working on your brand has only advantages and, in many cases, opens up opportunities that are difficult to predict. Achievable goals. Working on personal branding is a long and demanding activity. When you decide to start, the important thing is not to expect immediate results, but to wait and continue working confidently that they will come sooner or later. Once you have achieved a good reputation, professional goals will be more easily achievable, and this last point is perhaps one of the greatest advantages of personal branding. Customers and people, in fact, will begin to trust and interact with the brand, making it easier to sell products or services, and even loyalty processes become simpler. Competitive advantage. Personal branding is not for everyone. Many professionals do not give due importance to this activity. Others, on the other hand, start but, after a short time, get discouraged. Posting content consistently, interacting with web users, managing the growth of the website and social platforms is a rather heavy activity and difficult to carry out for an entrepreneur who also has to think about primary work activities. In these cases, many choose to rely on external professionals who can take care of all communication aspects, including personal branding. Deciding to pay a social media manager or a similar figure is an expense that should be seen as an investment. Another advantage of personal branding is, in fact, gaining a competitive advantage over the competition. The latter, falling behind, will have fewer opportunities, fewer possibilities for growth and establishing relationships. Control. Personal branding also allows for greater control over the development of one's professional career. Studying communication techniques and continually seeking new job opportunities helps define one's identity, helping the entrepreneur clarify to himself and others his strengths. Skills. Finally, a last aspect concerns the acquisition of new skills. Thanks to personal branding, the professional, if he decides to carry out this activity independently, must acquire, or at least put into practice, a whole series of notions related to the digital world. Personal branding means, in fact, knowing marketing notions, having communication skills, knowing which social channels are most suitable for one's business, knowing how to use a wide range of tools, from planning to analyzing the performance of one's content, If you enjoyed what you just watched, ensure you don't miss out on more engaging content. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our community.